Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Cancer, wherever Cancer is in your chart. How are you doing? Mars just went direct this last week, and bro, that was gnarly. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Five of Wands. That was gnarly. I'm a Cancer rising. And it was coming pretty close to like my Cancer Venus. I feel like I have aged 1,000 years. The Nine of Cups. Well, that's nice. Okay, there we go. I just kind of wanted a couple more cards here. Let's see. Let's see. Eight of Wands, the Lovers, Knight of Swords, Two of Cups, the Devil. Bro, the Devil has come out actually a few times in these readings, more times than it has in the recent, I almost said recent history, recent past. We have the Justice card at the bottom of the deck, which I love that. Ten of Swords, the Hermit, Temperance. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really quite finish my spiel, but let me make sure that we can see all these cards. Okay. But of course, I would absolutely love it and adore it if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, regardless, for being here. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Five of Wands, Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands, the Lovers, Knight of Swords, Two of Cups, the Devil. Interesting, too, that the Two of Cups and the Lovers is out here. Yeah, I mean, it honestly feels like something's been fucking with your happiness. The Five of Wands is conflict, competition. In this card, there's these two birds fighting, right? And it really also kind of feels like protecting your peace, trying to not, I don't know, not go off the deep end kind of thing. Because I just keep staring at the Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So Five of Wands, conflict, competition. Anytime I also see the Five of Wands, I think of Mulan. Because it does have to do with conditioning, training, learning to work together type of thing. Because, you've seen Mulan, right? But when they go to warrior training and everybody is totally in their ego, right? They're the best at everything. You suck, right? Nobody is as good as me, blah, 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 right? Whatever. And, they're not getting along. They're not working together. They're not, whatever. Everybody is basically out for themselves, right? And then something shifts. And really, it's just being in proximity to the other person or the other people or the thing that is in your life, right? If there's a recurring theme that's coming up here or has come up for you, and if it has an impact on your sense of security, your emotional security, your emotional well-being, your peace, right? Those type of the emotional body, then there is an opportunity here to learn or like work with it. And we can see that because of like these 5 cards that all came out together. Could be having a conversation here. You know, the 8 of Wands is movement forward. And too, actually, the book talks about these geese, you know, migrating for winter and being in that V formation and working together. You know, like working together to like move forward. And too, they're all heading in the same direction. Same with the 5 of Wands. Same with Mulan, right? They're all fighting on the same side, but there was like, you know, fighting amongst themselves. Like it is very ego-y. Interestingly enough, too, I mean, like this is very, you know, if you're like paying attention to what's happening in the United States right now, like this is very much that too, but you know, we won't get into that tangent, but the 8 of Wands, again, it does speak to, you know, things can progress quickly. Taking action, communicating, creative problem solving too. And like I said, it's interesting how the 8 of Wands is attached to the 2 of Cups that is also attached to the Lovers card. The Lovers is Gemini, and how both of these, you know, we can see these mermaids here, I guess is what you would call them, and how they're like intertwined with each other, and so are these trees. So whatever the situation is, if it is you and like other people, one other person, multiple people, whatever, you know, your situation looks like, there's this intertwining thing happening. The 2 of Cups talks about shared values. I mean, both of these cards could be relationship cards. They don't have to be, of course, but, and I mean, relationships can be romantic, they could be platonic, it could be business. So again, really, it would depend on your situation. And over here with the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, I mean, it could even also be really getting to the heart of like what would make you happy. What are the desires that you have, or the you know, because again, the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. It's individual completion too. So this is you deciding what brings you fulfillment, what makes you feel purposeful, what flowers do you want to water, right? Like, what are the things that you enjoy doing that fill your cup? So, you know, it could be literally sitting with yourself to figure out what that is. And in doing so and getting any type of, you know, clarity with that, because of course it can change as often and as frequently as you receive new information and you discover new things about yourself, right? Something can move forward here very quickly. You could meet somebody who just like shares your point of view. Also with the 2 of Cups, like both people come into this connection with a full cup. So you got to make sure that your cup is full before you can meet somebody who also has a full cup. Because then it's like you both understand the importance of pouring into your own cup, taking care of yourselves, right? It's the whole, like, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? And you, like, not expecting somebody to come in and save you just as much as you don't want to step in and save somebody else, right? Like, been there, done that. It's exhausting, you know? Because then, you know, when you both do have full cups, you can pour. equally from those cups, right? And you can inform, the other person, like, this is what it takes for me to have a full cup, because I know what that is now, right? With over here with the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. And again, in any area of your life, with work, right? Like, the type of work that you do, the type of management that you have, or the type of management that you are, the boundaries that you set for coworkers or with work. Again, it could be, of course, a romantic relationship too. It could be in friendships. This could all be you with yourself, because truly it starts there. That whole saying of, like, boundaries are not for other people. Boundaries are for you. You decide what your boundaries are. And if other people, overstep your boundaries, then you can remove yourself. It's not for them to necessarily honor them, but it is for you, right? And again, the Lover's card being literally right in the middle too. I'm curious what the book says about the Lover's card. There's nothing more beautiful to me than nature itself. Trees have always fascinated me. Their rough exterior hiding their vulnerable life force. They can be as straight as arrows, but at the same time bend with the wind. They adapt their solid bodies, innately knowing their survival depends on it. Their roots run deep within the earth, sharing nutrients and a bonding with others of their kind that is unseen to the rest of us. For this reason, I chose 2 bonding trees to represent the lovers. 2 trees bend to reach each other, their roots intertwining, almost becoming one entity. It has taken many years for them to be able to connect in such a way, through storms and drought. Their only witness is the changing seasons of the soul. They do not need to express their love verbally. Their love is shared instantly and equally, and through their merging, they're stronger still. The Lovers is a card that represents a deep soul-felt connection with someone. Some would call it finding their soulmate, their life companion, and even though, generally speaking, this card does deal with romantic relationship, it often goes beyond this level of interpretation. The Lover's card talks about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and true, letting the other person know you for who you truly are. Break down the walls and trust that the other person will be there for you. Just like the trees have joined their roots together in one, so must you in your own relationship. You may be pleasantly surprised by what you discover. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is interesting that there are 2 cards here that would represent relationships. And I mean, maybe there is a focus on that for you right now. Clearly, right? And whatever aspect that is, of course, for you. And we have the Devil card here too, which is connected to the Lovers and the Knight of Swords. The Devil is Capricorn, Justice is Libra. The Devil is about toxic patterns, toxic behaviors. It's the thing that controls us. The self-limiting beliefs, the fear, past heartache and disappointment and trust breaking. Like, truly, it's, we could see that this figure is, like, wrapped up and tied down to, this is a heart here. And, we were talking about over here with the 9 of Cups, like, if there has been something that has been just emotionally difficult to deal with. You've had to put just a lot of like emotional energy into, and maybe that does have to do with the connections in your life, or the connections that you want to have in your life. This is also like just really good information for getting more clear on what it is that you want. But this Devil card is going to keep you locked down, anchored to an old way of being if you don't deal with it. I think the energy is available for you to work through whatever this is. Because again, right, like if you kind of keep winding back in a same cycle, or, you know, continuing to give things a chance that, you know, like nothing's changing. And maybe it's, you know, fear that's keeping you there. Maybe it's a lack of trust too, like trust in the divine, you know, your life, the literally like your fate type of thing. Like, because truly, like this Devil being anchored down here, that was only made possible because, first of all, we allowed it to happen, right? Because we kept believing that whatever, things weren't going to get better. There wasn't better, like, you know, the grass isn't actually greener on the other side, but like we won't actually see that, you know, right? Like, because it's fear, insecurity, some story of like not deserving better, or better not being possible, or that just like saying that word out loud, just like my throat got like really weird. Like I felt like I was going to throw up in my mouth a little bit. I didn't. But you know, like that sensation there, that's what this Devil card is representing in this reading. Of course, you know, I mean, being able to recognize toxic patterns, and also being able to allow yourself to, again, I mean, we were talking about boundaries, right? Being able to honor your own boundary, being able to, you know, separate yourself from whatever this Devil pattern is. The Knight of Swords is like literally right in the middle of this maze. We can see this maze back here, right? They're literally right in the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Is that what that song is? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, and truly, like they are trying to access higher knowledge, because the King of Swords, in the King of Swords, they are outside. They've gotten through the maze. This orb is now sitting at their crown chakra. Oh, interesting. I actually opened to the Devil. Let me see. The Devil card speaks to our internal vices, those parts of ourselves that we keep hidden. It is reflective of the indulgences, addictions, and excesses that we permit into our lives. These are weaknesses that make us vulnerable and perpetually keep old wounds open. It's interesting because these two cards are talking about, you know, the Two of Cups and the Lovers is talking about being vulnerable. The Devil card is like talking about vulnerability as far as like weaknesses and old wounds go. So also, I mean, there is like an opportunity here to heal. I saw this video the other day that was like, I mean, you're literally one decision away from like leaving the past in the past. Even, you know, I feel like for myself, I've been also even just thinking of that, because I'm like, I'm the one that kind of keeps putting myself like, or just keeps rehashing the same story, right? And what the fuck? You know, like, whose story is that? How did I adapt that story? Like, how did I even come to that story? And also, like, I'm the one that gets to decide what the story is. Like, so why am I choosing this story, right? Like the story that's holding me back or making me feel bad about myself, or not, again, like trusting in my own path, you know? I don't know. Interesting. So the Knight of Wands, the sphere of light has been passed to the Knight of Swords. What did I say? Okay. From the page. The Knight carries her tried and true blade, a tool that allows her to pierce the veil, revealing truths the page could only guess at. The Knight of Swords is known for her ability to create clarity out of confusion. It is very clear from the look in her eyes that she is serious, sober, and above all, direct. She is rugged and fierce, determined and logical. She seeks truth at all cost. When the Knight of Swords appears in your spread, she may represent an aspect of you, someone else in your life, or the atmosphere in general. The Knight of Swords is the piercer of mysteries. She will deliver the answers you seek, but take care, for she is known to be tactless and frank to a fault. If you are uncertain as to how to proceed with regard to the issue in question, the Knight of Swords is telling you to be direct and act decisively. However, remember that it is not only what you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation by putting off the very people you need to rely on to get the job done. Which is actually kind of interesting because, right, we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So like, honestly, this could even be saying too about like, reaching out for support. You know, like if people don't know what you're going through, they can't support you, right? Like, you don't have to go through anything alone. It's interesting. I feel like the Knight of Swords, like the figure and in the Knight of Swords and the Justice card are like the same person. I mean, they're both air. But again, like I said, I feel like truly being one decision away, trusting in your own logic, trusting the information that you have, because no doubt, I mean, you have proof, you have evidence. Speaking of like the Justice card, right? I mean, like you have a good case for whatever is happening here for you. Letting go of things that are holding you back, that are blocking blessings. If that is, you know, relationship stuff, if it is, again, you know, the work environment, the type of work that you do, whatever it is. The Justice card talks about the scales balancing, fairness. Not to mention too, it's about divine objective truth. You cannot like insert feelings and personal beliefs and shit into the Justice card, because then it becomes an opinion, right? Like you can't try somebody off of vibes, right? Like, you know, if somebody goes to court, like you have to prove with evidence and things that can, you know, evidence that can be proven, or even enough circumstances, right? Like circumstantial cases. It's like there are so many circumstances all coming together that lead to a specific truth, even if there isn't physical evidence behind it. But it's like, you know, how many coincidences does there need to be in order for, you know, it to be true? I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.